Imagine an old carpenter staring at the suddenly heavy sky. The wind smells of mud long before the rain falls.
He'll never get it to the water.
In a simple workshop, boards are joined with nails. Boards and nails, says the old text, while neighbors laugh at the design of a ship too big for the desert. What for? They ask. He just nods, like someone who has long read the signs in the air.
There is no consensus on how long Noah built the ark. Some classical accounts mention decades, others mention 40, 80, or even 120 years as the period of warning before the flood came. The Quran emphasizes the length of the preaching, 950 years, not the construction time. The point is, it was not an overnight panic project, but a long, stubborn, consistent effort while the heavens pretended to be calm.
What were the dimensions of the ship? The Hebrew text mentions 300 by 50 by 30 cubits. If 1 cubit is approximately 0.45 to 0.52 meters, that equates to about 137 to 156 meters in length, 23 to 26 meters in width, and 14 to 16 meters in height. A slow but stable box ship. The wood is referred to as gopher. The exact type is uncertain. Sealed with pitch, or bitumen, a technology that makes sense for the Mesopotamian region, where people have long coated round boats and reed rafts with natural asphalt.
Have there ever been major floods there? In Sumer, ancient tablets tell the story of Ziusudra, Atrahasis, Utnapishtim being saved by a boat. Layers of mud have indeed been found in several ancient cities such as Shurappak, Ur, and Kish, thick, homogeneous, gutting through traces of settlements, indicating an extraordinary river flood, possibly at the beginning of the 3rd millennium BC. It was not global, but it was large enough to engulf their version of the world, then live on as a story passed down through the generations.
In India, the story of Manu and the Matsya fish feels real because it fits with local logic, not fighting the water, but removing it, mooring boats to the peaks, saving seeds. The Yellow River tradition in China also speaks of managing floods, not conquering them. Canals, terraces, and generational efforts. Modern research has found that natural dams caused by landslides can hold back rivers for months, then break in a day. The perfect blueprint for the birth of the giant flood myth.
Across the north, the sea slowly swallowed Doggerland, the land bridge connecting England and Europe after the Ice Age, then was hit by a tsunami from an ancient underwater landslide, a major event in the North Atlantic. Imagine a typical morning suddenly transformed, lowland forests becoming temporary docks, fires extinguished, people fleeing to the hills. 1,000 years later, all that remains are stone arrows in fishermen's nets and stories that refuse to fade.
In the Mediterranean, eruptions and earthquakes sometimes drive the sea inland, carving bays into echo chambers. Some bays hold unnatural sediments, sea sand atop city floors, kitchen charcoal buried in river mud, small records that say water took over. Around the Black Sea, there is a hypothesis of a rapid flood when salt water broke through a natural dam. Still debated, but the bottom line on depth maps looks like the bitten staircase.
Back to Noah's workshop and the sound of hammers. The hardest part wasn't the rain, but enduring the stares of disbelievers. It was a very human dilemma. Stop to be accepted, or continue to be safe. Every nail strike is a gamble of reputation for life. When the spring gushed from below
and the sky opened its doors, the taunts turned into cries. Too late. The door was closed. No sentence is longer than the second when the neighbors realized they were wrong.
The twist, perhaps the Great Flood, was not a single event, but rather a mosaic, giant floods in different places in different centuries, woven together into an easily remembered archetype. Wake up, save the seeds, climb high, protect the community. Sacred texts contain practical instructions behind poetic language, diversification, 2x2, waterproofing, pitch, routes to the hilltops, releasing birds to read the terrain. It all sounds like an emergency protocol disguised as a prayer.
What is real about all this? That humans have always lived on the edge of water and forgotten how quickly water can become the enemy. That cities rise on floodplains because the land is fertile, then slowly learn. Levees, canals, backup boats, seed warehouses. That ancient stories from Noah, Manu, Utnapishtim, Deucalion can contain the essence of history, a battle between the human schedule and the clock of water. Ultimately, the lesson is simple and harsh. Don't wait for the sirens to memorize the way to the hill. Save the seeds, the modern version, important documents, a wind-up radio, a contact list, medicine, the right shoes. Today, a ship can mean a boat, or it can mean a plan. Old stories are not just fairy tales, they are the minutes of emergency meetings that survived.